Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Observable Flutter. My name is Craig Labenz, and I'm your host. And today I am joined by a staple in the Flutter community who's going to walk us through, in theory, completing as much work as I was able to do in the last 3 streams just today using the Gemini CLI. This is honestly a workflow that I have yet to really tackle myself. So I'm excited. I'm going to be learning alongside everyone else. And I'm pretty optimistic that my workflows are about to change, maybe alongside yours. So yeah, let's get into it. Before we do that, do recall this is the Flutter community. You know what that means. We're going to have just a lovely time here together today. All right. So today's guest needs little introduction, though I will still afford him the opportunity to do that. Randal Schwartz, Flutter and Dart GDE. I believe the first North American Flutter and Dart GDE, though I'll let Randal fact check me on that. Randal, would you like to say a few words to introduce yourself?
I was just dancing backstage with Dash as I do for all of my shows. Hi, I'm Randal. As you just said, that's being really redundant. Yes. So I'm an old timer. I've been around for a long time. I wrote my first code for hire in 1977, if you can imagine that. So I've been around since dirt for computer stuff. I'm probably most famous for the series of books that I wrote in the mid 90s that helped create the dot-com boom, basically books on Perl. And I've been involved with Dart since the very first time I found out about Dart. So it was like 11 years ago. And involved with Flutter for like all of its 7-year existence or so. And I was one of the first batch of Dart and Flutter GEs ever, because I even got accepted into the program before it was actually a title. So they gave me web GDE for 6 months, even though that isn't what I applied for. So I'm kind of dual status there from that. And that means I get to spend a lot of time talking to y'all out there about various things. We have I'm a big participant on the Flutter community network on YouTube. So we're doing the Hump Day Q&A for decades, it almost feels like, but at least 3 or 4 years. And we've been just recently doing a series on AI with Flutter. So I'm taping twice a week now for those shows. And occasionally I'm following Norbert when he does his live vibe coding on Sundays. So yeah, I'm staying pretty busy with that. And I occasionally produce stuff for my own YouTube channel, and occasionally speak virtually. I think I spoke in Africa last weekend, so that was fun. Had to get up like at 6 a.m. for that one. That was incredible stuff. That's probably enough introduction. I don't want it to be all about me.
Yeah, well, that is quite a resume. 1977. I was wondering, to what extent can I imagine having been coding in 1977, given that I was not alive at that time?
Okay, yeah.
I suppose if I
crazy kids, yes, right.
All right. So I'm going to be a little distracted for a second here because, see, and this is why we're building a YouTube comment stream watcher. StreamYard is broken today and is not showing any of the comments. So I'm going to have to quickly go back into the previous thing that I've built over the last 3 episodes, make a new API key, launch it, and then use that to show comments on stream while Randal is building the new one.
And hopefully by the end of this show, I will be able to do exactly that same thing. That's the theory. I got really close with my rehearsals. So I hadn't set up the full OBS environment. So you may have to help me walk through that about how you did that.
Oh, and you know what? We're actually going to have a minor limitation there as well, because since that's happening on OBS, it'll be limited to just our portion of the screen. It's not going to be a total screen thing. So that will be limiting. In fact, I wonder if that even makes it worth me. I think it doesn't make it worth me launching the old thing that I built in the last few weeks, because it's coming out of OBS. It's not going directly to StreamYard. So it'll be limited to just my portion of the screen. All right. So I'm not going to launch it. So I'm not distracted. But we don't have any chat overlay today. StreamYard is broken. Now, actually, there's a button here that says show comments on stage. I guess I'll click that. That's probably just going to have the live chat feed. Let's see if that's working.
See if that scares it.
Comments.
Maybe nobody's chatted yet. Is there any chat?
No, they have. I think Yeah, see, this is broken too because it's not getting any of the comments. There are plenty of comments, a lot of hellos, a lot of hi Randall, a lot of hello from this country, that country. But StreamYard just is not aware of any of it. So I moved the empty graphic there in the bottom right corner.
So this is amazing. On the day we're talking about a show that's taking YouTube comments and putting them onto StreamYard, YouTube doesn't bleed through to StreamYard. I love it.
Yeah.
I love the irony
And
of that.
I do suspect it is StreamYard's fault, but who knows?
Okay, as long as people can chat,
could be.
that's the important part. And hopefully
Yeah,
we're
they are
with
here. Randall, a lot of excitement around you in particular. Randall is the best. Flutter Universe just says, tell Randall that he's awesome. Another person says, I don't know how to pronounce that name because it's not English characters. So Sasha says, woo woo Randall. So Randall, a lot of love.
All righty.
So shall we begin?
Now I can fail bigly and people will still think of me fondly. That's the important thing, right? All right. Well,
I haven't heard bigly in a while.
I bring it out every once in a while just so people see if people are paying attention, right?
That's good. All right. Are you ready for your screen to be on the screen?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Yeah.
All
so
right.
you don't need me, you need this. Okay, and let me go over to that window as well, because that's where I'm going to be doing work. There we go. So what I did is I cloned your repo in GitHub. And so this is a fork. So when we're done with today's activities, I can actually put a pull request in, and my code, which will be sitting in another directory here, will be available to you for a pull request. So that'll be fun.
Amazing.
But
That's
the
great.
first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make a commit that gets rid of the directory we're not looking at because it's throwing off all sorts of stuff that's happening down here. So let me do this by hand. Let's see. Oops, I got to get that button pressed. There we go. I'm going to do a get rm-r rotating. Oh, okay. And get that. Get commit -am starting. Okay. So now that's out of the way. So the strategy I'm using is a bit of a cheat in the sense that, when I promised you I could do this in an hour, it's a bit of a cheat because you put a lot of time into thinking about how the application should look. And you did it in incremental stages as you were sort of sorting through everything. I get to take advantage of the fact that I'm working with your working code. And the way I'm going to do that, and this is important to understand about how to use LLMs really to do this kind of coding, is to understand that you still want to go through the same engineering practices that you always have. You want to create a document, we will call it a PRD, a product requirement document, that describes sort of the tone and this list of features and the implementation technologies, everything related to sort of describe what the deliverable is going to be, including maybe future items as well. So things that won't be implemented in the first round. Then you want to take that PRD once everybody agrees on what that is. You want to take that and turn that into a series of steps to compute one at a time. And these should be testable steps. And then you implement those steps one at a time, and then constantly revising that list if it turns out that now your exploration is taking you in a new direction. This is just standard software engineering practices. But if you don't do these when you're using LLMs, you'll just get random things that may or may not work. So as you said at the top of the show, I'm going to be using the Gemini CLI, and I'm going to be using it inside VS Code. So this is a fairly stock VS Code. I plugged in all the Dart and Flutter things, of course, but I'm just using the terminal window in VS Code. I'm not going to be using the sidebar. I'm not going to be using Gemini Code Assist, although I have that installed. I have Rue installed with my other favorite sort of complex plugin for VS Code, and I have a bunch of other things. But I'm finding that Gemini CLI is actually probably the best interface that I've found so far in terms of dealing with this stuff, in terms of thinking about the right things. The fact that it's using Gemini 2.5 Pro behind the scenes at a fairly rapid pace, all good stuff, so not as rate limited as some of the other solutions. And I don't know how they're making money. They're not making money on Gemini CLI because it's free. So that's the best part. Craig, how do you want to talk about installing Gemini CLI? Do you want to pull up some web pages or something, or how do you want to do that?
Well, so that documentation is pretty thorough, as you were saying. I think that we can pick up basically after somebody has run the npx install, blah 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 blah, and then you do have to. Well, you don't have to, I think, but if you want to use Gemini 2.5 Pro, then you have to make an API key. I don't know if we need to document that. We've leaked plenty of API keys on this stream in the last month, so we can leave that as an exercise for the reader, I think, and then just
Yeah,
kind of talk about getting, how do
yeah,
you start using it?
yeah, and so I've done all that. So my Gemini command just launches directly. And in fact, I'm going to do that right now in here. So there's Gemini. There's some options I could put on it, but Gemini by itself is pretty much the total of what I want to do. And I'm thinking, oh boy, I'm about to go do a bunch of AI things that can go sideways. But as you'll notice, I'm already logged in. So I could type /auth to show you how that actually looks, but I'm not going to bother doing that. But when you first invoke Gemini for the first time, it will ask you to either auth using OAuth, in other words, going off to your Gmail account, or to have a key in the environment. And I have a key in the environment, which is why this comes up like this. This is a free key, by the way. So I'm using everything you're seeing is at the level of a free key, which is interesting. So you can also put a paid key in and it goes even faster, but I'm not demonstrating that today. I do have 6 MCP servers installed. Those probably won't come into play at all for this. Where is it? Oh yeah. So it's I have Context 7. That's actually a really important one. I should point that out. Context 7 is a free service that basically scours all of the libraries that are popular everywhere. I mean, it's tons and tons of libraries, and makes them available in Markdown format, so that and that seems to be the preferred format for the LLMs. And so whenever I'm asking about a package or a library or something, it will know to use Context 7 to get the current information. And this is one of the things that differentiates something that has 6 month or 2-year-old stale information from current information. You need current information to know the latest version of Riverpod or the latest version of different widgets and things like that. I have sequential thinking, but I don't think that kicks in unless I tell it to do that. And the other one that's interesting, I don't really need it for Gemini CLI, but if I have RAG search installed on the other places where I'm using LLMs, and it's sort of like a general, like a Google search, and turn it into Markdown. So I don't need to do that because Gemini CLI already has Google grounding built in. So it will go out and do a Google search if it has to figure out something. So, and occasionally you'll see me say to the LLM, are you familiar with the latest version of XYZ? And it will do a Google search then and go find that and get information about that. And it's important to understand you're giving it context so that it can do a better job. And having these tools available to it as part of it. I have a Flutter SDK search tool built in. I wrote this pub dev search using vibe coding in about an hour, and I wished I would taped it because I want to put it up on a show now, but I got to start over from scratch and do this sometime soon. So this is actually searching pub dev for all the details, and you may see it if I say look at a package, a package. It will probably use that tool to go out and do the detailed analysis. And it's for fun. I have the time thing. And it's also, I can say, what time is it in Berlin, just to freak Ezra out. So that works out pretty well. So anyways, these are the
one good question here. Well, there's a lot of good questions, but one I want to quickly get to. Someone's asking, how do you install these MCP servers?
It's in the documentation for Gemini CLI. They're in a file in my .gemini directory so that it applies everywhere that I'm at, no matter what directory I invoke this from. It's basically a JSON file, and it has parameters. This format was originally invented by Anthropic as they rolled out MCPs. And so everybody's documentation for how to install their MCP probably has a reference of some JSON code that you can cut out and paste into your configuration file. And it's just a matter of doing that. Sometimes you have to install things. Sometimes you have to load things up. It really depends. And some of the tools now have marketplaces. So like Rue now has a marketplace where you can get a list of 100 of the vetted MCPs that they like, and you can install those directly from inside Rue. And that's kind of handy. I believe Copilot has the same thing, Copilot Marketplace, a couple other places like that. Gemini doesn't quite yet have that, but I imagine it will in time have some sort of marketplace to be able to install these directly from there. But for now, no, you need to cut and paste some JSON to make those work.
Yeah, and you're putting that in the like home directory /.gemini/settings.json. Is that where you're putting
Yeah,
it?
exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah. So, and I would show you that, but I think I have a couple of API keys in there. I don't want to have to invalidate. So just allow me not to. Yeah, I'm not gonna open that file.
Right. Fair.
Okay.
But yeah, those instructions are thorough and everywhere, and super documented. But a good question nonetheless.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we've got all these MCP servers.
Okay, so we know that, and that's not important. In fact, probably most of the steps that I do probably won't touch these at all, because it's except for when I ask it to learn about something or understand something, it will probably use its built-in grounding with Google search, or maybe it's maybe the RAG search that I've installed as well. RAG uses doesn't need a key because it uses DuckDuckGo, which has an open API, so that's kind of fun. Thought that was kind of clever about how they're doing that. Okay, so going back to the software engineering part of it, though, again, we don't want to just jump right into this. We want to have our PRD, a product requirement document. Now, here's the cheat, though. See, I got to use your code to make my PRD. So I'm saying, let's see, first, what would be the prompt? Review.
You're building your castle on a mountain of sand there, Randall.
Yes, right. Review the app in, and this is how we give it context. We want to go in YouTube Watcher to create a prd.ms file. If features are incomplete, try to understand the intent and intent, I guess. Okay, so this is going to create a PRD MS file. Let's see, I should make this go.
Be very interested to see what kind of PRD file you like to give Gemini. Obviously, this is an atypical route to the PRD, as you're saying. But yeah, I'm curious about what your experience has showed you constitutes a good PRD for an LLM. And is it any different than just a good PRD for people?
I'm going to start with this, because this will also mean that it's going to go through and understand the app before we start doing the PRD from it. That was a very important step last time too. So I just remembered that.
Okay.
Now. I should have these on notes. It's too bad. I was just going to have to remember what I did before. But this is great. And by the way, Good, Bad, and Ugly, I stumbled across this one time because I was just thinking, I want to review, right? And of course, the movie Good, Bad, and Ugly is burned into my brain. So I just
did I fire 6 bullets or only 5?
And it turns out that this is a very specific phrase, and it works. So here we go. Here's your code. Okay, so now
I imagine one of the sections is going to have a long list.
Okay, so it's read a bunch of files. It's read a bunch of content. It's read. Now it's reading more files. So it's going through. I reviewed the code. Here we go. Oh, look at this. Here we go. Is good or ugly bigger? Let's see.
No tests. That one we knew, though.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So here's the actual report. So first it was showing me the thinking and the working.
I feel good about that report. A lot of the bad and the ugly were just known corner cutting. Yeah.
In summary, YouTube has a solid foundation with a good project structure and the use of modern packages. However, it suffers our most significant issues, particularly in terms of security, error handling, and efficiency. I could help you fix these issues. Would you like me to start by addressing the hard-coded issues now? So it's thinking I want to modify on top of this, but I'm gonna pull a tricky thing on it here. So first, let's look at the good, bad, and ugly, because that's kind of fun to make sure that it's got it right. So it's got a clear project structure, good. State management is block, not so good, but we'll fix that in the RDO. The dependencies with get it, again, I'm going to get rid of that in previous show the river pod, but we'll show you how easy that is to do. Routing with GoRouter is great. ShadCN, I was having troubles with that, so I'm going to leave that out or tell it to leave that out.
Yeah, I think that's totally optional.
Just do hard-coded things, and it has a hard-coded video ID. We know that, of course, and missing error handling. No loading.
I never checked a single error.
And unused API key Dart. That's interesting. It's unused. It's there, but it doesn't do anything. Okay. Then ugly API key handling. Ugly. No tests. See, that's the other thing too, is in our steps, we're going to say, be sure that there is a testing phase for each development phase, and it will run through all those. And it's way better than I've ever been able to do that. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm now going to say, create a prd.ms in the top level directory to build the product from scratch, and let's see what to do. Build the product from scratch. I think that's actually all I need to do. Let's see. Create a PRD. So I should teach a class on prompt engineering, but I should first take some classes on prompt engineering. But let's see if that's close to what I would do before. Let's see. Yeah, let's try it. Okay. Yeah, if it doesn't work, we'll just do a different thing, right?
I love the I should teach this as soon as I learn it. My dad has this joke he loves to say. He's like, man, I could have been a great NHL player if only I knew how to skate. And it's like
exactly. Okay.
Now, we're getting here.
This Gemini does this from time to time. If it wants to do external actions, it wants to make sure, it change things. It does ask you, and we're living in YOLO mode here, so I'm just going to go ahead and say yes, allow always. So I use up and down arrow. Whenever there's a menu with a bullet in the front like that, it's up and down arrow and then return. And that's something you have to, it's not described anywhere. You just have to learn that's what it is. So yes, always allow to be able to write things. Here we go. Okay, I've created this, and you can review the document at there. All right, what would you like to do next? So we're just going to let that sit for a second. I'm going to go see, did it put it in the right directory? Oh, look at that. See, put it right there in the top level directory.
Hey.
And we now have run out of room on my screen again. So let's pull this down here. So we've got a chat viewer, a desktop app, see, that allows users to monitor and interact. And as a user, I want to securely enter my YouTube ID and video ID and watch it and view the live chat in a real-time scrollable list, select a specific message to highlight for further action to be notified of any errors. So pretty good overview. This is the quality that's coming out of this though. See, this is now going to be context that drives how the application will be built. And if you don't do this first important step of making a PRD, it can keep wandering off and heading in different directions and stuff. So this really reduces the amount of hallucinations and stuff that it takes care of.
Nice.
So let's see. Dedicated screen for users to input their API and video ID. Cool. Input fields for both values. Save button to store the credentials. Navigate to the chat screen. Credentials should be persistent, locally, and secure. Sounds good stuff, huh? This is as good as a product manager probably would have come up with. Live chat
features
screen
that I didn't get around to implementing.
The app should successfully handle errors. That's one, right? And technical requirements. Platform built using Flutter for cross-platform desktop support. Woohoo! All right. Architecture. State management. Now, here's the thing. So it's using Flutter block and get it because that's what the old application did, and ShadCDN. Mm-hmm. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down and say, so it's Flutter block, get it, and ShadCDN. Rest of this is reasonable stuff. Okay. Allow users to watch mobile streams simultaneously. So I'm going to go down on my terminal now. Oh, I can scroll this halfway up to where I want to go. I'm going to get rid of Flutter block. Let's see. So right about there. And then this can come up to there. And I'm going to say remove the requirements for Flutter block and get it.
And Shad CN.
I'll do this one at a time just because at first I want to say replacing it with RiverPod.
I see. Got it. I was wondering if you were going to manually edit the PRD.
No, I'm not touching any files. I'm not touching any files. That's part of the game. Okay. And boom, RiverPod will be used for both state management and dependency introduction, providing a reactive system, right? Isn't that great? See, it just edited it. So I didn't even have to edit that cleanly. It would be work to edit it at this point. It's much simpler for me to just to tell it what to do, right?
That's true.
Why don't you just tell me the movie you want to see? Yes. Right. Now remove Shad CDN. We'll use our own custom paint widgets.
Oh, wow. Custom paints.
It does it too. It did it. It was crazy. So now it's fixing that. Again, I don't have to edit. See, look at that. See, and it just
and that's cool too, because your brain has the same mistake that my brain had for a long time, which is thinking it's Shad CDN, because there's the D in front of the CN, and my brain wants to put a D between C and N.
Oh, it's only Shad CN.
It's just Shad CN, but it knew that that's what you meant.
Well, that's pretty
good.
Then.
Yep. They're good at untangling typos.
So what I want to do is to prove that we're not reusing the existing code. I'm going to remove the original directory with a let's get out of here. Well, no, let's keep that in there. Main of the terminal. Another window. Where's another window? Everything's too big. It's so big and grand.
I know. I know.
Let's see.
It is important though.
I'll go in. I'm gonna go into my terminal window on the screen here, so you're not going to see it for a second, because I don't want to interrupt this process. It's already going so well.
Right, so while you're doing that, Valky's asking, what if the code gets messy after a prompt? Can we undo? Well, I would definitely still recommend that you use Git to snapshot all of your healthy milestones along the way.
Here, that's right. There we go. So we just do command git rm-rf YouTube watcher.
A lot of folks asking also about Claude code versus the Gemini CLI. Maybe Randal has used both. I have not used Claude code. I know they had a CLI first. I have not used it, so I just won't be able to comment on that. You can all debate it with each other, folks that have used both. The Gemini CLI between those two is the only one that I've used.
Gemini is sort of free to me, so I kind of stick. I don't spend a lot of time paying other people money for the kinds of stuff I can get for free from Gemini, so I don't have a lot of cross experience. I'm sorry to say. Stick with our free stuff. All right, so I got rid of the git. I did a git rmrf to get rid of your code. Now
that's a good idea.
Yeah, right. Why is there still a MacOS directory? What's in there? A bunch of weird stuff. Okay, I don't know what's in there either. I'll get rid of that too. What did I just type? There we go. Git rm-rf macOS. Did not match any files. That's weird. What am I seeing? Where am I seeing?
Well, probably YouTube Watcher / macOS, right? Because you're not in YouTube Watcher.
Oh, right. Yeah. Why is it still there? I'll just. That's a build file.
I wonder if there's. If there could be like untracked Files that Git didn't delete.
Yeah, that'll fix that. There's no tab completion here. Darn it. There. Okay.
Whoa,
now we're at PRD.
No
that did it.
That's rough.
All right. Yeah. Not in this mode. This is the command exclamation point from there. So now let's do git add or git commit -am clean with PRD. So now what we've got is we have our starting point. Oh, it did do a -a. It didn't do add. Darn it. Git add PRD .md.
So you have just straight pass through. Like,
Yeah.
is it interpreting what you're typing here and then running those commands, or is it straight pass through of what you're writing as a
I
command?
believe it's watching the output too. So that is becoming part of my context. I'd be able to tell by watching the context percentage, I guess.
You've only lost 2%. So
Yeah, I know. 2% out of the
long way to
100%.
go.
Yeah, I know. Dash mend dash no edit. There we go. Now we're at a stage where I have a solid commit and all it has is the PRD. So now the fun begins. Let's get back to get out of this mode. Get out of that mode. There we go. Okay. Yes. It's got to be a little greater than. That's an important part there. Using the PRD, create a series of incremental steps to build the app. Be sure. Shut up. That was Siri talking to me. Shut up.
You haven't deactivated that yet?
I said something that was suspiciously like, "Hey Siri" or something. I forgot. Oh, now I just triggered a bunch of people.
It's going to do it again. Yeah. You're in a doom loop now.
I'm sorry. The S word. I said the S word on screen. Okay. Be sure each step has tests that pass before proceeding. Only do one step at a time. Okay, so here's the fun part. And again, this is software engineering. This is what vibe coders don't understand, and they get it accidentally right because it's sort of doing its own thing. Why is it wanting to run Flutter? What is it doing? Oh, it wants to create the directory. Look at that. Yeah. Look at that. All right. Except if it's in that name, it'll be conflict when I try to merge the branches back. So what I want to do instead is say,
so just you can push this as a new branch at the end because I'll pull it down. It just add your code and push it back up alongside the other ones.
All righty, do it that way then. So yes, we're going to go ahead and allow that. But the thing is, it's already starting to work. I don't want to. No.
So you here in this phase just want a plan of the incremental steps?
All I want is
so I think your prompt made it sound like you wanted it to do the incremental steps. So create a series of steps.
I need to have, okay, right. So let's do this. No, let's create plan.md with the steps first and let me review them. See, prompt engineering. Now it's creating a plan MD file, right?
Now this is pod coding.
But you'll see that the interactions are very, very, assistant-like, very, very nice interactions and designed for coders to understand. So I think that's probably part of it. Let's see here. So it's only got 4 steps. There's going to be more steps than that. Oh, no, step 8. Oh, what do you know? 8 chances for it to be completely lost. Good deal. All right. Let's see here. Look at that. Wow. It's long. Oh, let's look at it in the plan file.
Yeah, look at the file. Yeah.
Okay, here, let's pull this up. Oh, and I've got I've got markdown flagging turned on. Where is that?
Yeah, why does it think that this is like not good enough markdown?
It's not good enough markdown. There's problems with it. It's a very picky markdown thing. So let's just turn off, disable the workspace. There we go. Restart extension. There, now we won't get any of those messages. Yeah, it's the markdown lint is way obsessed. It's really it just
Mm.
it's on all sorts of things. So let's go back to the Explorer over there. Okay. So wait, whoa, why did it turn back on?
Well, you did say it was obsessed, so
It is like, stop that. Markdown. Oh, not markdown preview. I don't want to turn that off. I want to turn down
markdown lint
markdown
was the
lint.
next one.
Wrong one. That's why.
Well, there's your problem.
Yep, right. See, if I only had an assistant, I could ask, what's the matter with this? All right, and then back to Explorer. Right. Okay, good. Good. Okay, so we're gonna have project initialization. We're gonna have an initial setup screen. We're gonna have credentials, storage, and logic. Okay, cool. Chat screen UI. So far, this looks pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm
it's
watching
actually,
for where it's going to do to bring in the YouTube V3 API. That's probably the most archaic part. Haven't seen it
oh,
yet. It
I
does
think
mention the YouTube service, so maybe that'll just be an implementation detail that it handles. It was in like step 4 or 5. It'll be
yeah,
interesting to see.
we'll see. All right. So I want to fix this just slightly though, in that I want to have a checklist and I want it to be checking off the checklist. Why'd that scroll all the way up? Scroll, baby, scroll.
Oh wow, there's a lot.
Way down there. That's how much stuff we've done so far. Okay. Please
Someone in chat
add
says the future X programmers salute you.
please add a checklist at the top with each topic to be addressed and be ready to check them off as you complete each step. I found
I would
this
have
was,
never thought to ask for a checklist. This is a good idea.
yeah, this is stuff. Okay, there's no secret. I've been sitting here watching YouTube videos for the last few months of people doing vibe
Mm,
coding. And so I'm watching what they're doing and what really works. And this is I'm giving you the good stuff, the stuff that I've seen
I
that works over and over again.
see.
So now it's going to go back and look at those steps and it's going to create a summary. See, look at that. Look at that. See, nice little checkbox. And what I'll do is
This will
I'll,
just help it keep its place.
yeah, it would
Ah,
anyway. But this is better, and also means I can keep this scrolled into my screen and I can see which step it's on. So
yeah,
I've
yeah,
got
yeah, yeah.
flexibility of that. Okay, we're now at a point where I want to commit again. So uh, git add dot git commit dash am. Um, we've got a plan. We have a plan. Okay. So this is where it can all go sideways. But here we go. Here we go. Back to that. Let's see, out of this mode. There we go. Okay. Crossing fingers.
Someone just asked, do you get better results being kind? I also just type these extra little things, and
Yep.
it's for me.
Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Let's see what it does. At this point, it's just sitting back and hitting yes a lot. So do we want to see? It's going to create the project for me. Isn't that nice?
Okay, yeah, I like it.
Okay.
Now I thought you put it on YOLO mode where it was just going to always
No,
do.
no, I'm mentally in YOLO mode.
Oh, I
Whoa,
see.
what is it doing? What is it doing?
I wonder if that was just the terminal struggling to update, because
Oh,
terminal updates are
probably.
slow and clunky while it's spamming
Yeah,
content.
yeah. I should clear it.
It is losing its mind.
Yeah, it must drive people crazy at home. So it's
Yeah,
still
we're gonna
working.
need to put an
Yes,
epilepsy warning on this.
I know. Okay, it's fixing analysis options. It's fixing. Oh, look, it added a bunch of stuff to PubSpec.
Nice.
Okay, so let's see what it added to PubSpec. check YAML. Looks like we got, there's Flutter RiverPod annotation, Go router, shared preferences.
Nice.
So it's got
All the things
right,
it said it was going to add. Yeah.
indeed. That flashing's driving me nuts.
Chat is confirming that this is not uncommon.
Okay.
The limitations of a terminal, it turns out.
And look,
are
and I'll
extreme.
update the read. It updated the plan MD. So let's go open that back up. It did update it. Look at that. See, it checked off back screen. Look at that.
Nice.
Isn't that cool? So yeah, so
That's
see,
cool.
I can just leave that screen up and I can keep running the commands and we'll just go through the steps. So initial setup screen UI. Is there I want to see, let's see. So we edited that, right? Look, see, it edited the checkbox. And ready to proceed to step 2.
So if we ran the app now, it's still just the counter app probably because it hasn't talked about making any changes to Dart code.
It has not made changes to Dart code, yes. Were there any tests to run? Actually, no, there probably wouldn't be. Well, we'll just ask it.
Yeah. Because we're not looking ourselves. That's for sure. Forget that.
Oh, it ran the default test, the counter app test, and that ran. Yes, as part of the standard Flutter project creation, the default widget test is included. Yes, indeed.
Right, true.
Okay, step 2.
And it passed. All right.
Yes, it passed. Building the initial UI. Waiting for user confirmation.
Pretty eye-opening, gotta say.
Victor. Oh, right. Oh, it wants to make a routing directory. Look at that. Yes,
Love
always
it.
a lot. So again, by default, every time you invoke the Gemini command, if you don't have things in the specifically in the JSON settings file, the default is don't do anything that can modify anything unless you ask the user in this session. So there's ways to save those. I haven't bothered with that though, but there are ways to save those. So like this RM, it's like, okay, I'll show, yeah, of course remove the widget test because we don't need that one.
Yep.
Right.
Indeed not.
Now I'll create a new widget test. Wow. It's too bad I can't make this smaller so you can see it, but it's more fun when you get to see all the stuff going by. Boy, that's just driving people at home nuts, I'm sure. Okay. And it passed. Initial startup screen renders properly. Oh, let me see what it created. It created some files.
Let's read.
Let's see down here. It's going to be in lib, however you want to say that, lib source. So main.dart got changed. Let's see what it changed to.
I never thought about saying lib because it is library. It's not library.
Yeah.
Whoa, what a weird language, man. English no bueno.
old school Unix. We had the lib directory all the time, and user USR is user, pronounced user.
Right.
Lib is lib. You know, yeah. There's a bunch of names that just are burned into me from long ago. So it looks like it's got YouTube Live chat viewer, cool, and it's got deep purple for the color scheme. That's interesting. I don't know.
I think that's the Material 3 default in the counter app, if I remember right.
Oh, probably so. Okay, so and then under source, see, an SRC is source. SRC is source. So we've got features and routing, and so let's look at routing. We've got our app router, and look at built a Go router. Looks nice.
Like it. Yep.
Yeah, and in features we've got the initial screen. Ooh, let's see what it did. It created a little app bar, padding, column, text field, so on and so forth, size box. So all the tests passed, right? So we should be able to run something too. This should actually pop something up. If I can get down to the bottom.
We're going to see this initial setup screen, which is maybe it might have inputs for the video ID and the API key.
That probably isn't done yet because that was step 4 or something. So, okay, let's. Yeah, okay, so it checked off that it's done, so I should be able to launch it. Let's see if I can launch it here. So that's going to be F5, and hopefully launches on the same screen as this. Where's my F5?
You only see that, I think, if you're on main.dart, which I thought
Oh,
years ago was not the way it worked, but it seems to be how it works now.
keep that open. Oh, well,
You got that
there's
play button there on the right.
there's debug. You can do this right here. Unable to
I
launch
never
project
clicked
in a
that.
Dart only workspace. Oh, why did it do that?
What?
Why did it do that?
Could we just run Flutter run
Let's just see.
-D macOS? Looking at the bottom, actually. Oh, Dart only workspace. So does your PubSpec not have the Flutter SDK? Is that what it means?
Thought it did. Yeah, right there. Flutter test needs
The
it.
Flutter
And
test. Yeah,
Flutter
there it is.
dependencies, right? So why is
Okay,
it
I
think
don't
it's
know.
starting?
Yeah, try to just run Flutter run. See if
Oh,
it's a VS Code issue or
it's because I'm open. I need to
one level
CD
above.
into that directory. Yeah,
Right.
I'm one level above. That's the problem. So, um, uh, yeah, let's get back to the other mode. Launch,
Misleading error there where it's at a Dart only workspace. I mean, it
right.
wasn't
It's a
a
little
Dart
weird.
workspace either.
Launch the app in debug mode for testing. Let's see if it figures out that it has to CD into the directory. Considering
It does
evaluating
mention.
escape to cancel. Jeez. Mad spelling.
I would hope that that'll be fixed in a upcoming update. Sorry, it claims it's running. Is it running off
It's probably
outside
running
of the
on
space of what we
another
see?
screen here. Let's see if it's running somewhere else. Uh, is it
All right,
running?
everybody, try to work out
Oh,
how many screens Randall has as his eyes move around his room.
bunch of virtual screens. There's a lot of space there. I'm not. Oh no, that's not it. Nope, it's not running. So it lied about it running. That's no good. Um, let's see. Shell flutter run. Well, except it can't do that. That'd be the wrong directory. So it hasn't figured it out. Flutter device. Well, it knows that Mac OS is one of the devices, right? Oh, there it is. Oh, it's popped up. It's popped up. Is it popped up in your window? No.
It is, and it has the inputs.
Look at that. Look at that. Save.
So let's
Isn't
see.
that
You would not
cool?
expected those to be there. So what was this functionality spelled out in step 2?
I believe it was. Let's take a look. Let's see if I just swap that. Yeah, I can swap like that. We've got our plan. Initial setup screen UI. Oh, credentials storage. So it probably doesn't store it yet.
So
We're
yeah, the
doing
button
logic,
doesn't
but
do anything.
that's what I was thinking. So the
I
UI is
see.
there. That's the important thing. That's it. So it actually did the UI just as we wanted it to. Isn't that crazy? This is why I'm stunned every time this works. So I'm not quite so disappointed when it fails because they got a lot more works than fails. So that's good. So let's go ahead to step
Yeah, well,
3. How are we doing on time? Okay, we're about halfway through. Okay. Let's see.
yeah, a lot of time.
See to step 3. And we're going to have scrolling from hell again. So sorry about that. So he's going to make the directory, initial setup data. Oh, it's putting mock data in there for me. That's nice.
Terminal standard outgo burr.
Creating a riverpod provider. Moving stuff over here. We built this city. We built this city on 5 codes.
I always sing that song whenever I play
SimCity.
Settlers of Catan
Oh, okay. Yeah.
because you build
I
cities
do
with rock.
I do it with SimCity because it's like we're building a
Uh,
little city. Yes.
but rock's an explicit resource for cities in Catan or however you say it. So
Right.
it's unavoidable. I cannot resist it. My brain is too weak.
So it moved a couple things around. I see problems too. We're going to fix that in a second. And I'll show you the easiest way to fix that. We'll see
Yeah.
what the
So
problem.
can we look at well, look at a little of the code too, or do you like not even open files? Editing them aside, but to read them in the files. Do you do that?
When I'm amazed that it works, I usually look at the files. So I should be doing
Okay.
that now. Right. No, I kind of since it's building tests, I'm more driven by staring at seeing what the tests are testing.
I see. Okay.
So let's go ahead and look at the tests down here.
Yeah, that seems reasonable.
And here's initial screen. So it's going to let's see. First, it's got the chat widget. It's
Yeah,
got
that's
the
good.
API key screen. Let's see. So this is great test. So if the test
Yep.
pass, the code was already good. And here's credentials. It's going to create a repository. It's got mock initial values. Look at that. Oh man, this is way better than I write tests. Let me just tell you.
Yeah, that's pretty
When I
good.
write tests, I don't always write
Yeah, we
tests.
got.
I do.
So
They
actually, I
started.
want to think about its abstraction here. If we can pause for a second, so we've got this credential repository. Can we scroll up to? So the credential repository is past a shared preferences instance. Okay, I see. So the credential, yeah, that seems like good tests, unless the
Yeah,
credential repository is implemented in the most insane way imaginable, which probably isn't.
yeah. We'll see. All right. So where's it at? Let's see. Now it says it's stopped for a reason. Let me see what it stopped at. Um, oh, it's complete. What do you know? Is it complete to the test pass? Let's see.
Test
Look at that.
pass.
Credential repository. Set up API key tests all pass. That's great. Wait, did it do any test? Maybe it's just that those tests worked again.
Yeah, I
Hmm.
don't think the UI changed. So you got 3 tests now: the UI, and then the
Mhm.
video and the API key.
Yeah, cool. All right. So let's just plow forward and see how far. Oh, but first, before I plow forward, let's make a commit.
Yeah, that's
So I
good.
go back to here. And what we're done now with, let's see, where's my plan? It should be up here somewhere. Nope. Okay. Down here. There we go. This is done with step 3. So, uh, mm, uh, uh, need more space on my screen. There we go. Get add dot get commit dash am done step 3. Okay, so that's now saved. We're locked in at that point now. So we'll go ahead and do step 4. Okay, let's see. So back out of this mode, go do step 4 now.
We're live witnessing the answer to the question. What do you do if your code gets messy after an interaction? You use
Yes,
Git.
get commit at every step that's passes tests. That's my usual strategy. And what is step 4? Let's see. It's going to be setting up the chat screen UI and navigation. Let's do some Go Router stuff there. That looks good. And let's see. Context Go Chat. That looks good. Running the tests. Find live chat. Find list view. I'll update the setup screen. Oh, I still have my 2 problems. I forgot to fix those.
Which
And
problem?
one of my shared preferences is the fact that it's deprecated. So that's not a big deal. We use the current deprecated one for now. Let's run the tests.
Yeah, someone in chat was asking about that too. What's the deal with this deprecation? I'm actually unaware.
So shared preferences, the current interface, which has been there for decades now, it feels, um, is moving to a definition that works better with isolates in that the default will be a wait for shared preferences uh, to to get each individual item. That means that it works over an isolate because you're getting it in real time. It won't be like the current one is, which will now be renamed to shared preferences cached or something like that, where the first time you create the shared preferences object, it reads everything and holds them in memory. And so it's a different strategy. And the new strategy has been available under the old interface as well, but the new interface is going to be the preferred one. So yes, every existing instance of shared preferences will still continue to work, but new projects should not be using the old interface. Okay,
so I half listened to that and half read the output that we're getting here because it's struggling to get the test to pass, and it keeps taking new stabs at a fix. So this is really fascinating.
This is where we start freaking out. Okay, under the loading error states of the shared preferences provider. Ooh, oh, interesting. So it's working. All tests passed.
All right.
So it worked long enough that it got it. What a deal.
I would definitely like to read this
Yes.
new. Yeah, we want to read the new tests.
Okay.
Make sure it didn't just, assert true equals true. All right, it passed.
Yep, we did that one, and then does this. So here's the chat screen one. Again, I'm going to figure out how to pull this down here. There we go. I pulled it all the way off. Well, I guess I'll have to open it back up again. Okay, so it's going to create the material app, create the chat screen. Should find live chat, and list view is rendered. Okay, that's good. In the initial setup screen, what did it change here? I guess we can look at the diff over here. So it added Go router, got rid of a bunch of stuff. Watches the shared preferences provider. That's good.
That's good. Yep.
And get rid of a bunch of stuff, and then deals with shared preferences. So it picks out the credentials, gets those all from there, and it has I guess it makes up its own testing with harness. I don't know why it's doing all that though. Seems like a lot of work in a test.
Wait, no, this is the real code. This isn't a test.
Oh, no. This is the code. Oh, that's the new code they got in. Okay.
This code would be crazy as a test.
What are we doing there? Why is it not scrolling? Oh, this is changes, right? That's why I'm in the wrong window. Yes, this is the diffs to the actual window itself, right? That's why it doesn't make any sense.
And the code looks good.
Yeah, it does look good.
It just writes values to shared preferences on save.
And let me see if let's see, how do I reload that? That's going to be over here, debug. It's not debugging it using that moron, but I think I have to close it all the way again. So let's try that. Let's quit this. And
one thing I'm wondering here, right? So we're going to save like the API key and the video key to shared preferences.
Yeah.
Just thinking about the UX that we would want on a subsequent launch, if shared preferences has those values, do we just immediately jump forward? Do we like show them but with the values hidden for the API key? Like,
I believe that's
not really sure what UX did.
Let's look at what 3 actually does. So it was uses shared preferences to save and retrieve the API key and video key, create a overhead provider, implement the logic in a setup screen to use the repository when the save button is pressed, and testing write the unit test to verify that saving and retrieving works as centered. Use shared preferences, set mock conventional values for testing. Yeah. I think, it's probably going to be in step 4. We're not in step 4 yet, are we? No. Oh, we did 4. Okay. So 4 means
the checklist was for us, it turned out.
Right. So I can see, right, that where we're at. But again, this is a trick that I saw one time on somebody's live stream Vibe, and then it Vibe stream, I should say. And it seems to work really well. Write a test to verify that tapping the saves the credentials. YouTube service and data model. Oh, I bet this is where it's going to require APIs. Aha. Now we're just about at that point. So let me go ahead.
Yeah, this is where it's going to get interesting.
This is where it gets fun, right? Let's just go here, control tick. Okay. Yes. Step 5. Oh, just a second. Before I do that, though, let me commit.
So are you typing the bang first to go
Yeah,
into? Okay.
that creates
So
the
that
subshell.
presumably is, yeah,
It's
presumably that's
documented.
going to pass
It's
through.
documented in the Gemini command CLI documentation. That's the only way I would have figured it out. Git commit -am step 4 done. Actually, let me do this before we go further. Let me get out of that bang mode there. Review the analyzer errors. Are they serious? If
All right,
not,
while it's doing that,
mhm.
what chat's asking, someone's pointed out, Andy, that step 3 mentions retrieving the values from shared preferences. And that's kind of what I was thinking about or talking about a second ago. And I was thinking on a subsequent launch, does it pull them out and like pre-fill the inputs? So let's see if it's done that. If you want to peek at the code, see if we can spot where it's actually extracting the values from shared preferences.
Yeah. Oh, look, this is your explanation that I was giving you earlier for shared preferences. There are deprecation warnings related to the RiverPod generator package. The code will continue to run. The package author has renamed shared preferences ref and credentials repository ref to simply ref in a newer version. The analyzer is suggesting that I update to the new convention. See,
Hmm,
so I can
that's
say,
pretty good.
that's 2 errors. I don't care about those 2 errors. That's fine. Where am I at? I've committed. Yeah, I'm clean. I can go ahead and go step 5, right? Is that the next step? Let's see here. Scroll, scroll, scroll. Yes, step 5.
All
And
right.
we're probably
Sai
going to want,
asks, have you ever used Gemini to even write the commit message?
yes, I have done that. I've done that frequently. I'm not doing
All
it
right.
here because I just want to get it done quickly.
Mhm.
Um, although that would have been interesting. I'll do it for the next one. So let's see. Oh yes. Yes. Please continue. Do step 5. Now here's where it's probably going to ask for API keys. So I'm going to have to go get some, or I'm going to have you paste yours in to the chat window or something for me.
Oh, yeah, I can do that. Let me start making that.
Yep. And also get the chat ID too. The
Yep.
current live chat.
You mean you don't
Yep.
have our stream up in one of your windows?
Oh, it's using Mockito. Oh, I'd rather have it use Mocktail. I'm gonna have
Yeah,
it fixed.
mocktail.
Yep. That should have been in the PRD. You put that kind of large level
Mhm.
architecture stuff in the PRD so it influences all steps. And so that's the purpose of the PRD is to be that overseeing document. And then the steps are the actual, the building plan,
Yeah.
blueprints versus day logs. Yes. It's running build runner. Probably got freezed or something in there. Oh, because using Mockito has to run build runner. Yeah, we need to get that fixed. Let's see, so it's going to accept an HTTP client. Sure. That also means I need to tell it to fix up Mac OS so that it can access the internet. Because otherwise it doesn't have outbound access. But we'll do that as one of the steps. Okay, it's running test. Some test failed. I should probably interrupt it. He has an extra curly paren. Yep, it made a mistake.
All right. The values are in the private StreamYard chat whenever you're
All
ready for them.
right, I'll have to figure out a way to put that in. Okay, well, it says it's done, but is it actually done? Okay, now I got to fix the Mockito mocktail thing. Please replace Mockito with mocktail. And it will do that. Seem to remember doing this last time too. I'll remove Mockito from dev dependencies and add mocktail. Look at that. Bingo. Next, I'll update the dependencies. See, my impression of the level at which LLMs are right now is that they're a great junior intern. If you give them enough instructions, as you've seen me doing since the beginning of the show, I'm giving it enough instructions to be able to kind of work on its own and look up the things it doesn't know and at least have the right terminology for things. Uh, Ironically, I got those directions by asking it to make those instructions up. But if you don't put it as a document, if you don't save it, as part of your plan, and you don't review it, then whatever you get
Yeah.
will be the hallucination of that in the
Right.
absence of any input. Will just be something along some direction, but it might not be the direction you want. By having that document, it ensures that you and the LM agree on the directions that it's taking. And
Our
so
test count has gone down, I'm noticing. We used to have
mhm,
4 tests. Now we have 2.
it's only running some of the files. See, it's
Oh,
not running the
I see.
entire directory.
I see.
Yeah, it's running here YouTube service test start. That's it.
I think it's better than a junior intern, by the way. It's certainly better than me when I was a junior intern. Like, that's no contest.
Mhm. Okay. It didn't need. Let's see. Did it actually launch? Let's see if it launched. What mode am I in here? Is there any other window here? Okay. I don't think it launched it, but I can't tell. I can't tell yet if we're at a place where we can actually invoke it. Well, let's let this finish, and then we'll type in the real credentials and see what happens. Because obviously it's testing it correctly, so that's kind of fun. So let's just go ahead to the next step. Well, first let's do this. So you said, why can't it just create the test message? So please,
Sai said that.
what said that? Oh well, but you passed it along. It
I
was
did.
you
That's true.
that it be.
That's true. Sai
Please,
typed it. I said it.
please make a git commit uh, showing. Uh,
Can we say it would greatly please Sai if you made a git commit?
There we go. Now it'll evaluate its changes. Yes, always allow git. Scroll. Okay, I see the modified end track. I'll now add all the changes to the staging area. Okay. Changes have been committed. Oh, let's see what the commit message was. That'll be interesting. That'll be
Yeah.
here. Here. Oh, it's hard to see.
Feature. Oh my gosh. That's such a high quality commit message. Get out of here.
YouTube service and data. Yeah, much better than I could do. Right. Exactly.
It was like a 5-line commit message too.
Yeah.
I mean,
Let's see.
it
Well,
listed and enumerated everything it worked on. There's
yeah,
some tool to somewhere I saw it on the screen.
It's probably up here. Yeah,
there it is. Yeah.
Commit message.
No, that's not it. Oh, there it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. That is way better commit messages than I ever write. I think this thing replaces me. I don't think it just replaces you. I think it replaces me. All right. Well, back with the plan. We're up at step 6. Let's do it. Where's my other window? Oh, yeah. Down here. Shall I start? Where is right there. Okay.
Let's start.
Yes. Step 6. Full speed.
Onward.
Let's do it.
Love the encouragement.
Yep.
You got this, Gemini.
And I said it'd be about an hour, and it's been about an hour to where it was before too. So there we go.
Yeah, and that's the hour including getting the PRD and
right. So what would happen normally if I didn't have an existing app to have adopted from is that I would ask it to build a PRD. I'd give it as many things as I sort of knew off the top, like Riverpod and Mocktail and a few other things. I might have a standard list of things I drop in, and I'm probably going to develop a base over time that will be my favorite sort of configurations for LLMs. Haven't done that yet. I haven't done enough vibe coding yet to figure that out yet. But then I would also make sure to include the instruction, ask if there's anything unclear or any possible choices. And so it will construct the knowledge of the whatever the PRD should be using its standard terminologies. Look, it even checked the box off already. It's done. The test must have passed then. I got to go look and see that, but I'm too busy hand waving first. So what will happen then is when you say then make the PRD, is it will do as much boilerplate as it can based on everything you've told it, based on the technologies you've told it and things like that. But it will ask you then, it'll say things like, what do you want to use for state management? What do you want to use for this or that? And you're interacting with it as more of the chat, and it just works. So you can build these PRDs up from scratch. And that's why I think that should always be the first step. If you're building any app, just sit down with your LLM and say, I want a PRD for this thing, and it's going to have these features and maybe this initial test set, or this is going to be the MVP or whatever. Right. And that's good software engineering practice, but it's so much easier with an LLM when it's sitting right there asking the right things. I wanted to see what the tests were. I'm going to see if it's got more tests. Oh, it's got new tests. Chat controller initial state is loading. Initial state is loading. Get chat messages updates the state. Your chat messages update the state. That's all good. Look at that. Wow.
So is it only running the new tests each step? Because again, it says 2 tests, but we wanted to run
Yeah,
all.
yeah. It's only running the tests that it had. Can you
That's not how you
run
do tests.
all the tests one final time before saying complete? Now, because this is in the context, it will do that same instruction every time. And see, now it's running the whole thing. See, look at that.
Nice.
Some test failed. Ooh, well, that's not good. Caesar made some mistakes. Okay. Oh, it's fixing the test. That's cheating. Oh, but that may have been missing. It may have been that await.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Sometimes, I mean, it just is true that the tests themselves have gone stale.
Uh-oh. See, now we're getting into a rat's nest.
Well, it's got theories on what to do, and that's better than if it didn't.
Yeah, it's got more theories about how to fix it than I have.
Because we don't even know what's in the files, man. More or less.
I haven't even looked at the code. I don't know. I don't know. I made another mistake. Oh, look at that. Look at that. It's fixing that. This.
Yeah, at this point, it's just like maybe getting rid of ref from that function call was right.
Well, as long as it keeps making different changes, I'll be happy. I'll update the test to wait for the future to complete before checking for the list view. I'll use pump and settle. Oh, look at that. This is like watching paint dry, but whatever.
It's like watching paint try really hard to dry.
Watching paint re-wet itself.
Yeah, it's like it can't decide whether or not it wants to dry.
Oh, it had syntax errors.
Change, yeah. Oh.
Oh, it's in a loop. I'm afraid to stop it, but let's see. Try a different approach instead of pump and settle. Oh.
Yeah, now it's just throwing stuff at the wall. There's no way getting rid of those characters is going to help.
Oh, no. Something succeeded, but something else failed. Just a second. I'm going to stop it, and I'm going to say, if you're using a RiverPod provider, are you properly letting it settle as well? Oh, actually, I meant provider container, but hopefully we'll figure this out. Now, if it doesn't know what I meant, it would Google for that. It would actually go out and figure out by hitting the network to figure that out.
When do you Do you still have a line? Like, when do you just say, all right, I'm just going to look at the code myself? Like, how much longer do you do this?
Well, I mean, I gave it a different strategy just now, so I'll let it try that for a little while. And if that doesn't work, then yeah, I'll probably be staring at code directly, or I'll look at the error messages more directly myself.
Yeah.
Still some test failed. This is
Yeah, the one
quick
thing that's
close.
complicating us here is that because all the text has to be so big for the stream, that means we see so little of it, and it's flying by without
Yeah,
the
we're not seeing
actual
all
test
this.
error message ever being on screen.
Yeah, normally, like, when I've rehearsed this a few times, I've got like a uh, full screen that I can.
Normal. Yeah.
So like half of the screen is my terminal window, and the other half is the code up above. It's making changes. Ooh, that's a problem. It showed up this. I switched over to that. Analyzing provider lifestyle. Network image mock. Oh. Huh. Oh, because maybe parts of it fetched from the network.
Yeah.
Oh,
User profile images.
it can't. There's no okay to network access yet. I gotta fix that. Uh, do I stop what it's doing? Let's see here. Run the tests again. Here, let's
Yeah, I
stop.
don't know if it makes sense to like mock the loading of images. Although you don't
Right.
really want tests to load images, so
No, you definitely don't. Please make sure that the Mac OS app has network access. It's reading the entitlements file. See? Da, da, da. See? Added the right key. You don't need to look it up. See, that's the whole thing is you don't. Yeah, I'm not Googling anything. I'm not going out and looking these things up myself. I'm letting it solve the problem by letting it use its Google powers to do that. Um, run- summarize current test errors. See if it can give me something to work from.
I love how it opens every response with "You're right." Summarize the test errors. You're right. I should
Oh,
summarize the test
I
errors.
was in the process of adding network image block, right? Shall I run the test now to give you the most up? That's right, right. So
Yeah, that's so funny.
that's amazing. It was trying to fix it from the other direction. That's great. It was doing it by making it fake. I said, no, just go ahead and fetch the real stuff. Okay, rerun. There we go. Maybe it'll just work this time. That'll be funny.
Do you know how much long chat sessions like this, like super linearly, consume your context window? Is it like compressing and caching past conversation, like past exchanges, or is there's a lot of context to send up with every?
Yeah, I know, but see, we're only down to 87%. See, out of
Yeah,
100, we're still at
not
87.
bad.
So yeah.
But if it is super linear, then like in another 90 minutes of this, we could be getting pretty low. Not that we're going to be
Look,
streaming for another 90 minutes, but
there are currently no test errors. Green across the board, ready to proceed.
well, they
Look
all
at
passed.
yes.
Whoa! Can we run the app? I want to see what it does, especially when we relaunch the app after entering values. Also, is the API key field using the is secure true parameter? I think we
Probably
want
not
to
yet.
know that.
Probably not yet. Let's do this. Um, can you make sure the password input or the API key?
API key, yeah. Nice.
Is that the name of it? Is obscured, right? I forget.
Secure equal. Yeah, I think the parameter, but it should know what you mean.
Yeah.
That would be my guess. Some real opportunists in the chat are debating creating their own Flutter specific LLM and selling access to it themselves. I wish you luck.
I like this. So the text field already has the obscure text true set, so it already did.
All right, great. Nice.
Okay, let's see if I can run it now.
And you use the magic word, please.
Yeah.
Say
I always
please.
say I've gotten into the habit of when I talk to Siri. I got to stop saying that word. When I talk to the S person, that did it? No, it didn't wake up. It didn't wake up my phone. Okay. I always say thank you at the end of the conversation because it also shuts off its listening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, look at that. Look at that. And let's see. So that's look at that. Nice. Great. Now I just need to cut and paste these from the other window here. And hopefully it won't show it at the same time it pastes it. It probably won't, will it? Let's see here.
I think it won't. That would be quite. I've always joked, just like imagined, in the US, probably worldwide, right? You don't throw out batteries, you got to recycle batteries. I always imagine, you take your batteries to the recycling place and then they just throw them out in the back. That would be like this input showing you values when you paste it in.
It hyphenated it in the chat. Darn it. So now I got to find a window where I can.
What? Why did it hyphenate?
That.
Oh no, that hyphen is just in the key.
Oh, okay, but it wrapped there too. Is that?
Oh wait,
okay?
no, there is no hyphen in the. No, there is a hyphen in the key. Yeah. No, that's correct.
Weird. Okay, good. Well, it should just paste. Okay, let me get to the right window here. Let's see if we just paste it. Okay, well, put something in there, and it didn't show any characters. Now get the video ID. The video ID is okay because that's public information. Anybody watching the show can already get what the video ID is. I'm gonna get there.
Indeed, they can. For a second, I thought it pasted video ID. I was like, how'd you get that?
No, that's the hint text. See, that's how it works. Yeah. There we go. And save. Is that right?
Hey!
Bring it up. Is it? Look at that.
Working. Yeah.
And what was it? Just a little over an hour. That's what I said. That's what I do.
Wow.
Isn't that great? Look
at that. Wow. This looks better than what we made too.
Yeah, this is great. Product requirements tracker. Look at that. So we know it works and it's getting the live YouTube feed. Let's finish the last couple steps and see if we can get it to work. So custom paint widgets. Oh, we haven't done the custom widgets yet. Oh, can't wait to see those.
Oh, okay. Right. For the selected.
Yeah, right. So
and then it's gotta do the whole find render object save as an image trick.
Yeah, let's see if we can do all that. Let's see here. Oh yeah, go ahead. Steps. Oh wait, no. It's commitment message. Commit these changes to Git with a cool cool commit message.
We're gonna get a lot of like sunglasses emojis. Gnarly, bruh. Made them changes, bruh.
Here's a cool commit message for you. Oh, look at this. Yes, it did make it cool. Let's see. Bring live chat to life with a RiverPod state. Inputs chat controller to fetch and manage chat sessions. Wires up the chat screen to display the live data. Adds robust unit tests for the new controller and UI states. Enables network access for the network. We'll see all the changes we made. Look at that.
Yeah.
That was a cool message. All right, we're back to zero things here. There was something I was gonna fix. No, we're just gonna go ahead. Let's do step 7. go ahead with step 7. Oh, wait. First of all, I want to show something I've left out of here just for time, but typically what I'll also do is say review the PRD and the steps plan again to make sure the remaining steps are still appropriate.
And
in
here,
other words,
are you checking to see
pivot,
if it's gone ahead?
Yeah. So now I've done steps 1 through 6, but are steps 7 and 8 still make sense? Is it still
Right.
because it's now learned things about the technologies, right? So it can apply those to either the PRD. The plan remains solid. We are on the right track. See, but I've had it pivot sometimes when I'm like in step 3 and I say now review the remaining steps just in case, and it says, well, no, actually now that we've set up this instead of that, then step 5 needs to do this, and it changes it. So that's another sort of planning meeting thing. These are all standard software engineering practices, but without knowing about these, you can't be as effective vibe coding, I believe. So yes, it's still going to take senior people who know how to drive the bus down the road in between the lines, so that's important. So yeah. Okay, so we didn't make any changes, so let's go ahead with step 7. Go step 7. Go. Yay. Well, I hope people are finding this instructive. I presume comments have been pretty good, right?
Comments have been pretty good. That is for sure.
Oh, create a widgets directory for the chat feature to use our new chat bubble.
Nice.
And it's creating a custom painter. Look at that. Let's see what this looks like.
I forget. I think I had Gemini write this widget in the first place in the original.
Cool.
I don't remember doing it myself.
Bubble painter. Oh, look at that quadratic Bezier. You don't see that word every day.
Who amongst us cannot write a quadratic Bezier function call to your path off the top of your head?
And getting all that stuff correct, that would all be crazy.
I pity the fool that doesn't know this fluently.
Yeah. And we pull it in, and we now have a list view separated with gaps between them, and we have our chat bubble.
Nice.
Draw that. Look at that. Is it done? It must be done. Maybe it's just freaking out down here.
To respond to this question in chat, we are not storing the chats locally. You could imagine some alternate design where that happens, but they're just in memory only. And then the original plan was you click on one and it writes the file to disk into a place where OBS is looking for it and pulls it up.
Right.
It's all going to be heavily neutered by this setup where Randall and I are sharing the screen. So it's not going to work as well as it did when I was solo. And as I was working on it in the last 3 streams, I always said I would never use this with a guest, but we'll pretend that that's not as bad of a limitation. What are we looking at here?
This is the golden for the chat bubble. This is apparently what it has to look in to test. This is interesting. I don't know if it's showing it correctly because it's a PNG, but interesting. Oh, it has a test. The fact that it has a test is already pretty good. Okay, what I'm still seeing 10 problems. Are the current analysis problems worrisome? Me and my language capabilities.
Chat is agreeing that it's all time for us to become plumbers. Because that seems to be the last thing that will be automated.
Right.
Actually, chat is not all agreeing. This one person is. Yeah, electrician. Yeah, same.
Deprecated ref, deprecated surface variant. Ooh. No, the current analysis are not worrisome. They're all cause for issues related to code style, deprecations, and cleanliness. None of these will cause the app to crash or behave incorrectly. However, it's best to clean them up before we finish. I can fix all of them very quickly. Yes, resolve those. There.
Since we're here,
we're already right there doing that. Of course, one of them is changing the fundamentals of shared preferences. So it might break everything else. That'll be interesting. Since I didn't snapshot this just now. Darn it. I want a snapshot.
I don't know if plumber is going to be easy to automate, because like the task of a plumber is you got to pull all the stuff out from under someone's sink. You got to look at their pipes and understand the situation. Then you got to go back to Lowe's to buy the pipes you need. Then you got to come in and, human shoulders are going to be tricky, I think, to emulate, and you got to put on the putty and tighten stuff.
I don't know. They're getting pretty good.
It's going to be tough.
They're getting good bots. Some of the bots are pretty flexible.
Yeah, but I'm not saying it'll never be automated. It's going to be automated after we're automated.
Yeah.
The best robots right now can, carry your plate out to your table and like sit it down and not spill your spaghetti all over your lap. That's a long way from fixing someone's leaky sink.
It's down to 4 problems now. Wait, no issues found, but I've seen 4 there. What other issues are there? They're not the analyzer issues. Functional providers must receive a. Oh, this is. That looks like Flutter, or it looks like RiverPod lint. Huh? Functional ref. Yeah, that's RiverPod. That's RiverPod's linting. That's interesting. I didn't know it added that. Did I miss that in the pub spec? What are we running with now? We've got a bunch of stuff in there now. Let's see. Where's the arrow? There we go. So we've got Flutter RiverPod. We've got RiverPod annotation, right? Shared preferences, custom lint. Oh, we do. We've got RiverPod lint. So I'm getting you're getting an error
from that
because the RiverPod lint is already thinking ahead to RiverPod 3, and
it's being persnickety.
So there's a little bit of phase error there, but I'm not going to worry about that. Okay. In this case, back to the terminal.
Let's proceed.
Where'd it go? To the bottom. Okay, I think we're clean. We're going to go ahead and commit. Please commit the changes again. Please commit the changes with a cool commit message. Use some emojis.
There we go. Now we're talking.
Indeed.
Wait, what? Is it confused? What's going on?
It was trying to run a command. There's a tool there. All right. Every once in a while, the LLM gets out of sync with the other thing. Oh, look, it put emojis in.
Nice. And appropriate ones. Yeah, that's great.
Look at that. Polish. Look at that refactor database. Yay. Changes have been committed. All right, we're ready for final step. Step 8. Shall we proceed? Yes. Once more. Into the breach.
I love all these movie references that are like, all they serve to do is confuse it. It's like, oh, wait, did I miss the breach? What? But trusting that it's not gonna.
Oh, so it's only fetching it once right now. It's not refetching. So that's what it's doing now. It's just adding the polling logic. I'll use a timer periodic. Woohoo.
That's what we did before. 5 seconds. Yep. One thing I kept thinking about, and I just never wanted to spend the time looking at the library to see if this was possible, but it'd be great to have Gemini do it. The polling logic in my old one pulled every single chat message every 5 seconds and kept a cache of the IDs and then only added the new ones. Can we give it like a sent after the latest date time, or like, is there a filter that the API even supports so that we could not load every chat message every 5 seconds? And that would be a great optimization.
Yeah, that would be great. I wonder what it's doing. It's just scrolling badly.
It's spamming like crazy.
Okay, and handle it. Okay, well, it seems to have gotten some steps done already, so that's good. Let's see what has changed. So it's got some modifications to a bunch of files. It deleted a file. It's editing another file. This one's touching quite a bit of stuff. We're up to 8 problems now instead of 4. This does take all the fun out of solving the problems, though.
It does. It does.
I mean, there are puzzles being solved here that a machine is doing instead of me. But on the other hand, what it does is it puts me more into solving higher level problems of like, what do I want this to look like? What do I want it to do? How do I want to remember what the API key is? Things like that. So I can solve those and let it handle the mundane stuff, which is boring coding anyway, writing tests and all that stuff, right? See,
Yeah, writing tests is pretty terrible.
it understood its problems, multiple errors and chat screen test. Wow.
Watching the test pass, though, that's pretty great.
Yeah. Fake async not found. I forgot to import the package fake async. Whoa.
That's another crazy one.
Wow.
Yeah, actually, I'm not sure why it would need fake async. Is it like using an isolate or doing something really crazy?
No, it might be the way that because it's having to feed RiverPod an async. All test pass. Look at that.
Still only running the new tests though. It is
I'll tell it to run the whole test. I'll tell
Yeah.
but remember my instruction carefully said when we're just before we're ready to say it's done. So it wouldn't keep running all of them all the way through here. It's going to run the ones it's fixing. How did it make a PNG file? How does it know how to do that?
I mean, the thing that that part of the code from when I originally did it, Gemini wrote.
Mm-hmm.
So it knew how to do it then.
Oh, still fixing tests. Okay. Deselect.
Regarding Material UI or Material Expressive, whatever it's all called, the framework team is not adding that now. There's we're kind of in a planning stage, thinking about the future of supporting design languages as intelligently as possible. So not sprinting into any of the new stuff, but instead taking a step back, and should have some things to share about that soon.
You must be answering our question in the chat because it didn't make any sense with what we were just talking about. I was going, why are you talking about Material 3? Yeah, I started looking at the screen to see if it was saying Material 3 anywhere. I was going, what?
That's
no idea what you're talking about. So it's fixing the tests because things broke. Oh, that's a bad sign when it says right and it says no changes made. That's odd. That means it didn't actually change anything. When I get a sequence of those, I often will clear my context and just start over from scratch. Build method of the controller is called when the test starts, and when the fake async block calls it again, refactor to only call build the controller once. Wow. This is amazing. It's just, I was kind of dismissing this stuff a year or two ago, back when everybody was having the time of their lives getting some code out of ChatGPT, and they thought that was the bee's knees. But now it's like this is a useful assistant already, at this point. Especially remember that phrase, good, bad, and ugly. It's the first thing I do when I get a customer code base in. I just go ahead and review this for the good, bad, and ugly. It gives me the right level of high level view of the whole thing. Really nice that way. Man, it is just, what is it? It's just spewing the same
Spamming
thing.
a lot of output. I think, yeah, so it was looks like it was iterating on a test for a while, but I think at the bottom it said they were all passing, or did I
Probably.
hallucinate
It's
that?
probably getting one file at a time. Let's see.
No, it's still working.
I don't like the no changes detected one though. It seems bad. Take a different approach. So verifying the number of calls will verify that the state is different. Okay. Disco terminal. Stay at the bottom. Some test failed again.
Yeah, let's see if we can see what it is.
Where's the fail? Wow, there are a lot of tests in there. Look at that.
All right, so wait, scroll up a little more. I think the error message was going to be just above that. We've been
away from
flushed.
Disco. Okay.
It's funny, you've been driving. I've just been sitting here.
Yeah.
And you've not typed much more than me.
Look, all tests pass.
All pass. All right.
Okay. I'll update the plan to mark step 8 complete. That's good. So I'll take, okay, so it updated that. Step 8 is complete. Would you like to do text? We commit final changes or you can suggest further improvements. Run the, let me make sure it's not running already. Oh, it is running already. So let's get rid of that. Run the app again in debug mode. I want to see if the polling works because it says it fixed it, right? It says it made it work. So let's see if the polling actually works. Relocating debug tickets. Jeez, disco mode just for that. Okay. Let's see if it launches.
It's funny you call it disco mode. It's a good name.
I get to be a roller skater, and disco roller skating was amazing back in the day. It was a lot of fun. I missed my days on skates. I was doing 10 hours a week for about 10 years on skates.
Whoa.
Oh, look, and there's their other test. Look where the API
Nice.
key is, the video ID
Like
is.
that. Like that.
Right? Okay.
Cool.
Is it
just click on one, right?
Item? Is that the current item? Oh yeah, look at the chart. They're pretty chat bubbles too. Look at that.
I think it might need to sort them or something.
Is it maybe this is the oldest? No.
Well, I mean, it would be oldest if it had some kind of pagination thing going on. Yeah, we should have this list view. My demo had this problem as well. We should have it auto scroll to the bottom.
Oh, is it? So it'd be the bottom one that I'm looking for.
Like, so if you, okay, so it doesn't need to be sorted because that was late. So let's see if the polling works because there is a new message in chat.
I need to check it out again. So there's something after that already?
Yeah, there is. There's several. All right, so polling does not seem to be happening.
Right. So maybe it has to scroll back again. Yeah, no, I haven't got any new messages. So now we need to tell it that. Looking good, but polling doesn't seem to be happening against the live feed. Analyzing polling issue. You're right. Oh, you're right. Look at this. What do you know?
Always, yeah.
Check it out. The risk for polling mechanism is when a simulate. Where did? So it's actually testing it against the debug data. Timer's being canceled, not firing, state up and disposed. I'll add some logging
statements to debug this.
We'll see. It says I'm adding some logging to the chat controller to see if the timer is firing. The fetch method is now being called. The most effective way to see what's happening in the Ring app. First, I'll read the chat. Okay, so it's going to add Dart developer. Ooh, cool. And so it's got a log message there. Great. Okay, I've added logging. Since the app is already running in debug mode, the changes should reload automatically. Please check your debug console. That is here. Okay.
This is maybe the funniest message in the history of Observable Flutter. I wish I could click on it. I wish StreamYard
okay.
chat was working today.
What does it say?
Sina Gachataina Paranki. I surely butchered your name, but I wanted to at least give you some credit here. Says, I would have never lied about polling as an intern. That's so good. That's so funny.
I could just restart the app and not have to ask it, but hey, these are free tokens, so I don't care.
We committed to not doing any work today, so
Right.
Gosh darn it, we're going to stick with that.
Press the R on the terminal where the Flutter run command is active. But no, but you started this, not me. I can't press R anywhere. Okay, I'll just quit it then. Well, wait.
Oh, now that is showing a new thing. So wait, someone else say something. All right, there's already another message in the chat. So let's see, does that come in or did we get this because it restarted? 5 seconds have passed, so it's not working.
No, still not.
Restart the app every 5 seconds is a less good way to poll.
Yeah.
Oh man, that is such a funny thought to implement it that way.
Yeah. So the other thing that you need to note about this is that Gemini CLI is not closely integrated with VS Code. I think it has access to be able to know how to make like a diff window show up in VS Code and a few other minor overlaps, but it can't see the debug console or the anything but the terminal or the problems window.
Interesting.
Unlike say GCA, which I think does have access to all those.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it just has to run Dart Analyze on its own then, which is of course the same thing that
logical flaw. The chat components provider only initialized when the chat screen is first built. Since the application starts on the initial setup screen, the chat controller doesn't exist yet, and the build method is never called. The polling will only begin after you navigate to the chat screen. Oh, so I have to go back, start it again, and press save. So
because
the code isn't reset yet. I just need to quit it and start it over. Oh, look. Oh, because it was hidden and it came front. So I had to refresh. Right. So, but let me quit this.
Yeah, it makes sense if the polling is set up in initialization code, then reloading wasn't ever going to work. This is the least I've ever worked on Observable Flutter. This is great. This is so wonderful.
This is why I wonder why you didn't have me on earlier. I mean, it would have been lots of fun all the way through.
Well,
you can have me on again.
I know that now. Yeah.
The app is running again in debug mode on your Mac OS desktop. Oh, no, it isn't. It's not running yet. It's not running yet. Where should it be? Where should I see it running? Where is the app? I don't see it running yet. Okay, wait, make sure I'm in the right window. Right. No. Oh, wait, it won't necessarily be there. What does the app icon look like? It's a Flutter logo, but where's the Flutter logo? Not seeing it. Oh. I'm not seeing it. Wait, are you sure you launched it?
Are you sure? All right, we're coming up close on time here,
Yep.
Randall.
We're so close.
I'd say if we get it polling, that'll be a
Yep.
good milestone for one day.
Yeah.
And if we can't get it polling in the next 5 minutes, then that'll still be a good stopping point for one day.
Okay, I don't know what it's doing. I don't know what it's doing. It's yes, allow once. Oh, yes, always allow kill. Oh, no, just once. I want you to have unlimited kill factor here. That would be bad.
Yeah.
Oh, no one does this process. All right. Oh, I'll launch the app again, but this time in the foreground. This allows us to see the full output from the build. All right.
There's a James Bond movie about that, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
License to Kill.
Oh, look at that. So it did it in the foreground this time so that we can see what the error messages are.
Oh, lovely.
Oh,
did it check for mounted on like a stateless widget or something?
It's a RiverPod problem, probably. It's controller, yeah, mounted, not defined for class chat controller. It's from something we wrote. Okay, that's good. So, oh, look. So it's just getting rid of that.
Oh, nice.
You're right. Here's the error. It can't find mounted, so we'll just get rid of mounted. Oh, look, it did that. Okay. Now it's
great.
Oh, no.
Nice. Nice.
Not good.
So if there was like a future that didn't get awaited coming out of shared preferences, no, but it was already in the controller, so that doesn't make sense.
I don't know.
Something tells me that this is where we're going to stay.
I think we're going to have to call it for now, and maybe I'll come back on a future show and we'll finish it or something.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah. Maybe even next week.
Well,
you got that open.
It would be open, but I will be on vacation in Barbados, where my wife and I go every year to celebrate our anniversary. We go down for Carnival, and it's really fun. And I'm excited. So this will also answer someone else's question from earlier. Sai was asking, when's the next stream? I believe it will be 2 weeks, 2 Thursdays that I'll miss. Let me pull up my calendar here. And then I'll be back after that. So yeah, the 31st. Then the 7th of August, I'll be gone. And then on the 14th of August, I'll be back. Cool. Randall, do you want to do this on the 14th?
Yeah, I think I could do that. I can't look at my calendar right now, but I'm pretty sure it's open.
All right. Well, you're tentatively the person for the 14th. Cool. And it'll be fun to see this all come to a head. And we'll probably even have time to fiddle with OBS, though I don't think that was the exciting part of the... of building all of this out before, though it is required to make it.
It would be interesting, though, if there's any OBS problems, that I could take a screenshot of OBS and paste it into Gemini CLI and say, what's wrong with this? Yeah.
That is big thinking. That is big brain. All right. Well, folks, that's what that's what we all have to look forward to on August 14th. It'll be fun to see if that works. If you can set up your OBS, configuration by Gemini. That will do it for us today. So everybody, thanks.
I'll push this into my repo so you can pull it if you want, so people can have access to it. Okay.
Sure. Yeah. And actually, before I sign off, any other final thoughts, Randall?
It went about as well as I expected it would. It got derailed a little bit, which I expected it to be derailed, but it got derailed a lot later in the cycle than I thought it was going to. So I'm happy with what I did today.
Nice. Yeah, I am too. Yeah. I mean, you got so far. I was going to say we got so far, but I didn't do anything. You got so far. That was great. All right, folks, that will do it for us for today. August 14th, I'll be back. Until then, everyone, happy fluttering.